What's up, party people? I'm Sean with the Cul-de-sac Pack. I'm here to take you on a tour through our Intex pool build from the beginning to the finished product here, which is what you see behind me. We didn't film much in the beginning, but we do have some photos to take you through, and we'll be able to explain kind of what we did, how we did it, and why we did it. So thanks for joining us today, and come on, let's check it out.
There you go. Get those feet going. Kick your feet.
So we wanted to upgrade from our 10-foot inflatable pool that we had from Walmart. We wanted to do it right. We wanted to make it a focal point of our backyard for both kids and adults. And if I were to offer some advice, it would be to do your homework. Plan out your space. You'll see here that there's not a whole lot of room between the edge of the pool and the fence, but we had limited space. There's a trampoline there behind the deck, and we have a swing set on behind the camera here. It's an 18-foot round, 54-inch deep Ultra XTR frame. We really like this model due to the galvanized steel rust-resistant framing. It's powder-coated on the inside and out for extra protection. We just felt like that line was going to suit our needs the best and hold up. Here's the pump and filter combo. We've also installed this outdoor waterproof electrical box with a timer in case down the road if we want to put lights or something around the pool deck. That gives us that option. And the timer is really convenient. We just sync it with the filter timer and we basically don't have to worry about it ever turning on or off. We run our pump 12 hours a day and haven't really seen an increase in our electrical bill thus far. It's been about 4 months that we've had the pool set up and running. The flow rate for the pump itself is about 1,600 gallons per hour, and our pool holds about 8,600 gallons, which works out to be about 5 hours for the pump to run through all the water from the pool. It is a sand filter system that came with the pool, and we're really happy with it. We backwash the sand filter maybe once every couple of weeks, or if we get a storm or something and we got to clean out a lot of the dirt and grime that gets into the pool. Now, one upgrade that we did make was we upgraded the inlet from the pool to the filter. We bought this Hayward above ground pool through the wall skimmer, and it does a great job. I'll tell you, cutting a hole in the liner of your brand new pool is super sketchy, but we're really happy with how it's been performing. And we bought it off of Amazon, and I'll have another view of it from on top of the pool deck in the next video. I just want to point out one small thing that we did here. I took a 2x4 and just put it underneath where the inlet from the filter pump system is, just because there's nothing there supporting it, and I just wanted to make sure that the weight of the water didn't start breaking down the seals between the filter and the pump. Here's where the filtered water returns to the pool. Intex calls it Aeration technology. It improves circulation and filtration. That little dowel on the top actually pulls air into the line, and it acts almost as a bubbler where the water is then pushed out into the pool, and it's adding oxygen to the water at that time. Sometimes flow will get restricted here, but you just have to backwash the filter. Alright, well, now we're on to the build part of the pool and all the prep work that went into it. Again, we weren't taking any video at this point, so you'll have to bear with me on some of the photos. And what I first did here was I measured out and marked with paint exactly where the pool was going to go, and then took a sod cutter, cut out a pretty rough circle, and just repurposed the sod. And once we were down to the dirt, I drove like a 1/4-inch piece of rebar about 2 or 3 feet right into the center of the circle, attached a 2x4 and a 4-foot level there, as you can see, to the 2x4, and then just tied a string around the end, and I just drug it around and dug as I went. Some people their ground is soft enough that they can actually use the 2x4 to pull up some of the dirt. We didn't have that luxury, so I had to hand dig out pretty much that entire left side of that circle to where it was level. Now, this was by far the most labor-intensive part of the whole process, but let me tell you, it's also probably the most important. Between all the roots and rocks and sticks and bugs and everything that we found in there, setting yourself up for success with a nice level ground is paramount. This is a product we found on Amazon. It's a felt liner that's designed to go between the ground and the liner of your pool. It's supposed to keep penetrating objects like growing roots or rocks or sticks from tearing a hole in the bottom of your liner. Now, there's a lot of things that people will tell you that they use to line the bottom of your pool to keep it soft, to keep it level, to keep it from getting divots, and let me tell you, there's no perfect answer. So this goes back to what I said in the beginning, where you really want to do your research and get the products and build this exactly how you feel is best for your needs. We felt that by doing sand, and from some of the research I read into, that sand will have a tendency to wash away over time, and that's not really something that we wanted, which is why we invested in these 3/4-inch styrofoam insulating pads from Green Guard. Now, they are a little bit more expensive than the price of sand, and yes, you can see the seams on the bottom of the vinyl liner in the pool, and it does have a few divots, but I mean, we're really happy with how they've performed. And not only that, but since these boards are used to insulate homes and businesses, our hope is that as the summer starts to move into fall, we can use the pool a little bit longer, because we're not going to lose that heat transfer to the ground as the days get a little bit colder. Alright, and now it's time to see how we built the liner for the pool and set up the frame. For the most part, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to keep an eye on where the inlet and outlet parts of the liner are and line that up with your pre-plan for where you want your pump and filter to go. Alright, and once we got everything set up exactly where we wanted, we placed these red patio stones under each upright. It just kind of helps from them going into the ground with the weight of all that water, and possibly causing it to become unlevel. Here's a little pro tip before you start filling the pool. We put these pool noodles on the inside of each of these patio stones just because as we started to fill it with water, I noticed that there was going to be some pressure being put on these patio stones from the liner of the pool, and this kind of just adds a buffer between the vinyl liner and that rough patio stone, potentially causing a tear. Now we were ready to start filling it with water, and one thing you definitely want to do when there's an inch or two of water in the pool is get in there and start smoothing out the areas where there are folds or creases, because once that thing fills up with water, you're not going to get that opportunity again, and you definitely don't want a nice big fold in the middle of your pool. Now, to fill the gap between the uprights and the side of the pool, I just used a cheap crushed gravel rock. There's other aesthetic options out there, a white rock or river rock. Some people say mulch, but the mulch tends to hold on to water a little more, where this will drain the water out from underneath the pool. So now it's time to enjoy the pool. There's plenty of resources out there for water chemistry, maintenance, and help with any problems that you may run into, and you will run into problems. Having a pool is a lot of work, a lot more than you think, but if you become efficient at it and stay on top of your work, it will become easier. Now stay tuned for part 2, where I go through the deck build.